Okay, now we're going to talk about conditioning clay. No matter which brand you choose, all polymer clay needs to be conditioned before you use it. Basically, conditioning just means mixing up the ingredients. Remember, polymer clay is made from PVC, plasticizers, colorants, different ingredients in here. And they simply have to be mixed together so that the correct chemical reaction will take place when you're baking it in the oven. So, kind of think of it as baking cookies. You're not going to just throw eggs and butter and sugar in a bowl and then mold it and put it in the oven. You have to do some mixing. So that's kind of the same principle here. You can do it a couple of different ways. If you are doing it by hand, you just want to start by taking some cuts from your clay, cut it into a couple small pieces. If it's one of the more firm clays, you might want to warm it a little bit first just by holding it in your hands or putting it in your pocket for a while. But certain brands like Sculpey will just condition right away out of the package real easily. So you can start by just cutting into little easy to work with pieces and simply start squishing it in your hands. Remember, we're just trying to mix the ingredients. I know you can't see the separate ingredients in here, but they are in there, believe me, and we need them to be mixed up for the right chemical bonding to happen in the oven. So once it's soft enough that you can just kind of work it like that, I start by rolling it in a ball. Just roll. It's a good chance to practice your sphere rolling skills here. Then maybe roll it into a snake. And remember, we want to be mixing, so you can twist that snake, get all those things mixed up, squish it around. Our goal is to have it soft and pliable enough to work with. I can see it's moving real quickly here. And also to get everything mixed up. So you say, well, really, how long does that take? Picture you taking two separate pieces of clay and blending them, two different colors, and you're blending them into one color. So say we take a black and a white and we want to mix them into gray. The amount of time it takes to mix these two separate colors into one solid color is about the right amount of time to be conditioning your clay. So that's how you do it if you have a little bit and you're just doing it by hand. A great aid in polymer clay is the pasta machine. Dropping the handle out of the pasta machine is the number one thing you are going to do with it. It's a common problem. Anyway, the pasta machine, it literally is made for making pasta, but polymer clay people have adapted it for their use. It comes with a handle, usually, and a clamp, so you can stabilize it on your table. A lot of people have upgraded to a motor. It makes it not only much faster and easier to condition your clay, but it also leaves both of your hands free. You don't have to have one hand cranking the pasta machine. So you actually can help your clay come out of the machine and stay flat if you have a motor, because you have two hands available. Anyway, if you're going to use the pasta machine, you want to make your slices about the width of the rollers in there. You don't want to jam a whole block in here because it's going to strain the machine, it's going to strain the motor if you're using a motor. So you need a little prep time. You just want to cut your first block of clay into a couple of pieces. Cut yourself. And then you're going to feed these into the machine. I do a couple of those. Then you can layer those together. Add in another one. Until you have all your clay in one sheet. Then you're still going to want to condition it a little bit more. Our goal is to get, especially if we're trying to get a flat sheet, not just condition it, but actually roll it out flat, you want all those lines to be blended in, and then you know it's well blended.